Are the foods we're eating today poisonous?
It's the most dangerous thing facing human beings in our generation.
GMO, genetically modified organisms. They take genes from one species and force it into the DNA of other species.
We have hundreds of millions of acres of genetically modified crops that have been planted in the United States, and yet most people are not aware.
I don't know. So I'll explain further what the video talks about. Genetic modified food, also known as GMO, is an organism that helps alters the food. And you might say, okay, what's the big deal? So if you was to have a tomato, and farmers, when they grow the tomatoes in the winter, usually the tomatoes will freeze and they'll die. So they figured if they was to get a DNA from a fish in Antarctica and take the DNA from that fish and plant it in that tomato, that it won't freeze as easy. It won't die while it's growing. And then you might consider, okay, and what's the big deal about that? You might be allergic to that fish. It's something in that DNA you might be allergic to. So it's causing toxins, and you're putting toxins into your body because now this supplement becomes artificial. And usually GMO is planted into plant foods such as soybeans and corn. Which is about 80% of the foods, which is about 80% of the foods that we're getting in our grocery stores. I have done multiple researches to search on a genetic modified food to help me explain to y'all about this. We are taking a big risk by consuming this GMO into our bodies, which causing a big health risk. The major causes is it's not safe, and also in the article by Dr. Achter in 2001, Genetic Modified Food, it imposes and creates toxins in our body. These toxins is cancerous, and in today's society we're having more and more cancerous supplements, more and more cancerous strains in our body that is now hard to find a cure for. Modified food is cause and effect, but it's also a genetic hormone that's causing alarming effects. Also, we're starting to lose our honeybees because of this GMO product. And the reason why we're losing our honeybees is because it's the pollution and pollutant. It's the pollution that they're putting inside the pollens, which help feed the bees. And if we lose our bees, it's no more of the apples we want. It's no more. So once that's gone, what do we have? Dr. Mixer, who conducted a study in Washington University in a journal, a historical review of managed honeybee population in the UK and the United States, factors may affect them, which is our bees and butterflies, is because of the chemicals they are putting into our foods. Genetic modification is a risky effect, but it's also damaging our environment. Genetic modified organisms is in our food is causing harm. It's They're spraying pesticides on our food. And as you can see, they're all covered up. And this right here, we're eating this stuff. So if they're guarded and covered, what are we putting into our bodies? We don't know. It's obviously something's wrong with this chemical, but yet they're continuously feeding us. Dr. I can't pronounce his name. Okay, he studied at Loyola University in 1999. He studied that pesticides is causing ecological consequences and also it's a big factor inside our environment. GMO is all around harmful. It's all around harmful, and GMOs cause a big risk. GMO is not only dangerous to our body, but also to our effect. So now, I hope you guys think twice on